Oh boy. Why are we failing to connect to the Facebook server? What is going on here? Oh, well, I'm going to have to wait a second here, folks. Welcome to the show. We are live on YouTube and we're live on D Live. And for some reason, why am I not able to stream to Facebook? What's going on? Give me a second here, folks. Well, it looks like we are not going to be able to stream to Facebook once again. For some reason, my stream key wasn't selected, and now it's not going live. Oh, man. My apologies for that. I mean, it says I could go live now. Give me just one more second here. How's everyone doing today? My apologies for the technical difficulties here. We're going to be starting here in just a second, even though we are already live. Oh, boy. Oh, you know what? I think I can get it manually started. Hey, Queen, how you doing? I think I know how I'm going to do this. On the fly. Well, it's not letting me do it. Well, we are live on the Coach Eli television network, YouTube, and D Live. Once again, we're not streaming on Facebook. Man, that Facebook live streaming service, gosh, you know, it's just kind of screwy, you know? Everything is automatically pre-selected, and sometimes things get deselected, and it just screws things up. But anyway, we're live on the Coach Eli television network, primarily broadcasting live on YouTube, and also simulcasting live on D Live. If you're on D Live and you want to join me on YouTube, youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. That's where all the fun happens. That's where the most people are at. Let me just make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out, and it looks like it has gone out. And Queen, you can hear me okay, right? Let me check out the back end of D Live. Facebook is usually pretty decent, but when some things get deselected, and it allows you to carry over stream settings from previous streams to make it easier, like YouTube does. But for some reason today, it didn't auto-select my stream key. And I guess I missed manually selecting it, even though it should have been auto-selected. Let me just check out D Live and make sure that we're rolling smoothly on D Live. Let me just check out D Live and make sure that we're rolling smoothly on D. And we are. So let's just get right to it, because I'm not going to be on too terribly long this late afternoon if you're on the West Coast, or early evening anywhere else in the U.S. And if you're joining from another country, whatever time it is in your neck of the woods, welcome to the show. Today we're going to be discussing some women are tired of other women's entitlement and standing up for men. One more time. Some women are tired of other women's entitlement and standing up for men. I bet I'm already demonetized. Well, actually, I'm not demonetized yet. Okay. Well, I bet you that word women's entitlement is going to get me demonetized at some point during the stream. I'll submit it for manual review. By the way, the stream that got demonetized yesterday was immediately turned over, or overturned to fully monetized. All right, so here's how the show is going to go today. During the first part of the show, I'm going to read a couple of text messages of women that I feel are at least either somewhat entitled or completely entitled based on how they're trying to do things. You know, a lot of these women are trying to connect with good guys, high value guys, good guys, right? I consider myself a good guy, right? And obviously these women, they want to meet me and they tell me they want to meet me, but the way they want to go about it is very, very selfish. It's, in my opinion, they want to have it their way. It's controlling. It's like them trying to set up the date instead of the man setting up the date. Setting up the date is a man's job. A man asks a woman out and she says yes or no, right? But nowadays women are asking men out on dates and they have certain requirements. I'm going to share some of those through a couple of conversations here at the beginning of the show. And a lot of women are just very superficial. And when you call them out on it tactfully, they try to skate around it, right? I'm going to share with you what I mean. Let's get to this first conversation here that I just had earlier today from this new app that I'm still not going to mention here on this show. Maybe sometime later this week I'll do a specific show mentioning the name of the app that I've been using. But I actually removed her. I unmatched her and blocked her, but I did take some screenshots. Now, this woman is a 41-year-old woman, 5'4", probably about 130 pounds. She's cute, kind of nerdy looking, but cute, decent shape, right? Outdoorsy. Never been married and has no kids. Remember what I've said, guys, about women when they reach their 40s that have never been married and have no kids. There's something wrong with that, right? There's something very wrong with that because any normal woman is going to want to find a good guy to settle down with and have a family with. That's just normal for women, right? Then they get into their 40s, and when they're attractive, they have a good job, they have their own home, their own car, they're taking care of themselves, they look good on paper, right? And they're communicative, but they're still single. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why women like this are single in their 40s. And never married and have no kids. They passed up a lot of guys for these same reasons that I'm going to share with you here right now. Specialized Cycling Club. Hey there, Elias, the coach host with the most. Well, welcome, bro. It's nice to have you here. So let me share with you the conversation here. So this woman connected with me on this app, and she just said, hi there. And I can't stand it when women open up with one or two word, liners, right? Hi there. I always open up like this. I sent her a message shortly after she sent me her 2-word opener. And I'm going to replace ma'am with the lady's name to protect the innocent per se. She's not innocent. She knows what she's doing, but you know what I'm saying, right? Hi, ma'am. It is nice to connect with you here. How's your day going, and what are you seeking on this app? Why can't a woman just, open up with that instead of hi there or hi, right? Women that do that have so many options, and they're not on this app for the right reasons. At least I feel that way, and most normal guys would feel that way. You'll see what I mean here in a second. She gets back to me, and this was on Sunday. She gets back to me today and says, hi, Eli, happy Wednesday. I'm ultimately looking for a life partner, but obviously that takes getting to know each other and doing some fun things together first. Like what, ma'am? Like hooking up with Chad and Tyrone? How about you? Doing some fun things first? Right. So you want to hang out with me while you're banging Chad or Tyrone or both and have me take you out, spend money on you, right? And then if you decide that I'm a good enough dude, you'll let me have my way with you, and then maybe you'll leave Chad and Tyrone, right? So I wrote back to her. This was on the app earlier today. I'm seeking the same exact thing. Would you be open to talking by phone so we can get to know each other better? If so, please send me your number and I'll text you to arrange our call. I hope you're having a great day and I look forward to your response. I'm very communicative, direct, decisive to the point, and a good, decent dude, right? She gets back to me and says, okay, great. Glad we're looking for the same thing. That's important. With regards to getting to know each other personally, I prefer to do that in person, not through a screen. I do too, ma'am. But wait, there's more. I find it is most effective to meet for a walk or a coffee and see if there's chemistry. So, ma'am, you met up with a bunch of guys that have catfished you or didn't work out, right? And you invested time talking to them on the phone. You built an emotional connection. You felt good about it. Then you met them and you're disappointed that they weren't physically attractive enough for you. So you feel you wasted your time talking with them on the phone, right? So now you want to skip that whole part and just get to the meeting, right? Then if we both vibe and want to exchange numbers, we can, and that way we don't waste each other's time texting. Not my favorite communication method. Ma'am, you've had a lot of experiences where you wasted your time. The bottom line is this: it takes time to get to know people, and sometimes people are going to waste your time. You have to take chances in ways where if things don't work out, it is going to be a waste of time, but you can minimize the amount of time you waste by getting to the point when you communicate with people like I do. Like, I'm not going to waste my time with you because I already picked up on what you're doing here. You're a superficial woman. You are all about physical attraction, and you're valuing that over anything. That's a huge turnoff, right? And you're assuming I'm going to catfish you, right? Which I'm not. I'm live on YouTube right now. I show my face and my body every day. What are your thoughts about meeting for a walk sometime soon? Maybe this weekend. I wrote back and I said, I'd like to meet for a walk, but I won't meet anyone without a brief phone call at least once. I need to make sure you are a real person. Come on now. Also, there's more to a relationship than sexual attraction. And then I wrote, you've been catfished one too many times, haven't you? And she writes back and says, yes, 100% agree with you that there's a lot more to a relationship than physical attraction, which is why I prefer getting to know someone in real life. Well, wait until you hear what she says here after she said that. So she's saying there's more to life than physical attraction, which is why she prefers to meet someone in real life. So, ma'am, then why won't you have a brief conversation with me to see if we can carry a conversation by phone? Why do you want to skip that and get right to meeting? Because you want to see if you're physically attracted to me. Ma'am, listen, you're not going to BS me, okay? You're not going to BS me. I'm one dude that's not a beta mon. You've dealt with a lot of beta mons that you can easily convince to do this. She is definitely history. Oh, absolutely, queen. Here's what she wrote next. Listen to this. I've never been catfished. That's bullshit, ma'am. You're BSing. And I am relieved I never went through that. Ma'am, you're BSing. Everyone's been catfished. Ma'am, right now you're trying to BS me and it's not working. This is terrible. If you insist on chatting to make sure I'm real, or I'm a real person, I am, in parentheses, we can do a video call on here. Would that work for you? So you don't want to give me your number and you want to do a video chat instead of an audio chat through the app because you want to make sure I'm not catfishing you. Ma'am, I'm not saying that you don't look the way you look in your pictures. I believe that, right? And if you catfish me, then so be it. It's not going to work, right? All I want to do is have a brief phone conversation once I'm done with my day. And I want to do it audio only, old school, because I do video for a living. 2-3 hours a day on YouTube and other platforms. And there's no need to video chat. But see, man, you first said that you want to skip the call process and get right to meeting in person because you want to see if the conversation and all that is great, right? If the connection is there, right? But you're saying that there's more than physical attraction. But ma'am, that's why you want to skip the process of talking on the phone. And then you offer me a video chat. Ma'am, you're very superficial. So here's what I wrote back to her before I blocked her. I wrote, I honestly won't meet someone without exchanging numbers. Also, you are insisting a video call instead of audio. I'm sorry. This is coming off a bit too superficial to me. Have a good one and good luck. Guys, this is a woman that you immediately eliminate. No wonder why she's, what did I say? She's 41. This woman is 41 years old. She's single, never been married, and has no kids. And she's going to stay that way for a long time because the only guys that are going to give her the time of day doing things that way and her taking the lead, she's the one trying to make this date. I'm the man, ma'am. I ask you out on the date. I suggest the date. I make the date, not you, ma'am. You're not a man. You're a woman, okay? You're not entitled to this, ma'am. Ma'am, you got to get rid of the entitlement mentality, right? The only guys that will give her the time of day are the beta-mons, 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 and then she'll date the beta-mon for a little while because the beta-mon will be compliant. And then the beta-man or the beta-mon will never get laid, right? Because she's going to lose respect for him because he's not man enough for her. But because the beta-mons are the only ones that are going to put up with BS like this, she's going to meet the beta-mon. Because the beta-mon will say, okay, we don't have to talk by phone. We can just meet for a walk, and I'll take you to dinner, and I'll do this and that for you, right? And I don't care if I don't get the pee, I don't care if I get sex. I just want to do things exactly the way you say them, ma'am, because I feel that's my best chance of being with you. It's very manly. Specialized Cycling Club says on YouTube, Coach, my old buddy BBB wants to talk and chit-chat on the phone daily like a woman. I am busy and don't have the time for that. Any advice on how to tell him to get a life or hobby? Sad to me. Well, bro, listen, I'm really not in the mood for any type of trolling stuff or dumb questions like that, bro. And I'm just going to say this. I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but, if you guys continue to not take this seriously in the chat, I'm going to have to remove both of you. I'm serious. This is your one warning. BBB2 says, hello, club, my brother. BBB stands for Beta 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 Mon. And quite frankly, that may not even be the real Specialized Cycling Club. Well, April 18, 2021, it might be him. It might be him. But yeah, dude. Either participate on the topic. I don't need stupid questions like that during my show, bro. Seriously. And I'm only mentioning this, dude, because I like you and I'm giving you guys a chance. But I'm done with the trolling and the BS. All right, Queen, keep an eye on both of those guys. And if they continue to ask stupid stuff like that that's not related to the topic, or they're just trolling type of comments, just get rid of them. All right. Now, there's one more communication I want to share with you folks. It's a woman that we took it to texting. And let me get to that. So I was talking with this woman. I think she's also 41. Let me see if I saved her stuff. Yes. Yeah, this woman is 41, and I believe she's also single, never been married, and no kids. So, here's how the conversation started this past Friday on this app. Guys, you want a woman that's going to have a great attitude, that's not going to be jaded, angry, and bitter, and you got to test these women to see. And you also want a woman that's flexible with her schedule and is going to prioritize your calls. Like I said on my previous show yesterday, the best time to talk with somebody in my opinion, is an hour or two before you go to bed each night, because you're settled in, she's settled in, and, it's nighttime. Nighttime is more of a romantic time, right? It's a time where, women are relaxed and men are relaxed, right? And if a woman's not willing to give you that 1 or 2 hours for an initial phone call during the hour or two period before she goes to bed, then she's giving it to somebody else. Then she's going to try to schedule you in during the day or early evening. I'm free between 6 and 8 or 1 and 2, right? Women that do that stuff, like I'm free between 1 and 2 or 6 and 5, or we can try tomorrow. They're treating you like a business transaction. They're treating you like a job interview, like I was mentioning yesterday. If you missed that stream from yesterday, check it out. It's a great stream. So this is where this went. So let me read with you what happened. So we connected, and I wrote, "Hi, ma'am. It is nice to connect with you here. How's your day going, and what are you seeking on this app?" She goes, "Hey, Eli, not so bad. Just finished work not too long ago. Just a busy Friday, and now chilling with some TV. As far as what I'm looking for, ultimately a relationship, but let's start. What are you, a Valley girl? With dates W, not with W dates, and go from there. How about you?" I'll tell you, folks, grammar and spelling and using less short code or no short code at all is going to win me over a woman that types like this, that doesn't take that into consideration. That's intelligence to me. What I'm seeking to say, ma'am, would you be open to a phone call and going from there? If you'd like to send me your number, I'll text you to arrange our call. I hope you are having a great Friday, and I look forward to your response. BBB2 says SCC stands for so you want a woman to be flexible with schedule and her body, brother. I understand that. You know what? Queen, I just took care of that, Queen. I don't need trolling here. I don't. So, Queen, if more come back in, Queen, just you know what to do, right? I don't need this. So once again, I'm seeking the same, ma'am. Would you be open to a phone call and going from there? If you'd like to send me your number, I'll text you to arrange our call. I hope you're having a great Friday, and I look forward to your response. She goes, sure, I'd prefer another night as I'm pretty exhausted to talk. My number is blah, blah, blah. Okay. I said, no problem, ma'am. What night works best for you? And I'll text your phone once you let me know. Happy Saturday. Probably tomorrow night at Thundercat Show today in Stern Grove. Okay, I have no idea where that's at, but oh well. All right, so then we went to texting. I wrote, hi, ma'am. It is Eli from the app. It's nice to connect with you off the app. I got your message, and I know you are busy today, and you may be available for a call tomorrow night. Take all the time you need. When you have some fun, feel free to text me, and we can figure out a time to further connect. I hope you're having fun at your show, and I look forward to getting to know you better. Have a great day. That's somebody who's making some effort and showing you that you're worthy of more than a few words, right? So I wrote, not sure if my last message went through. Let me know if you got it, because I had a glitch. I had to make sure. There was a glitch on my phone while sending it. She goes, all good. Got it, right? So the next afternoon, this was exactly like one day later, 23 hours later, she hadn't got back to me, right? You figure if you're interested, you're going to get back to the guy in the morning. Hey, Eli, let's set up a call for tonight or tomorrow, right? So I reached out to her one final time, and I was just going to eliminate her, right? And I said, good afternoon, ma'am. I just wanted to say hi and hope your day is going well. It would be nice to connect with you when your time permits. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I look forward to hearing from you. Eli. She writes back, and this is what she writes back quick, right? Like you're not even worth anything. Possibly later tonight I'll be free. Have a conference call from 7 to 8, but afterwards it should work. If not, I think I'm free Wednesday night. You think you're free Wednesday night? You don't know if you're free Wednesday night, or are you just hoping that the Alpha Chad you're after doesn't cancel your date? I wrote, no worries. How about you let me know as soon as possible if Wednesday or another day definitely works for you. Let's talk during a time where you can make definite plans. I have a lot going on myself, but can pretty much fit anything in if I have 24 hours advance notice. I say this because if you call me out of the blue on Wednesday, I may be out with friends or doing something else. I was sensing this woman does not want to make definite plans for a call. I'm looking for someone to make definite plans and not fly by the seat of their pants. If we schedule it, I can definitely be available. No rush and no worries. I'm a busy man. I've got my business to run. I've got family nearby that needs my help at times. I've got other things to do. I'm not going to sit by my phone and give up everything else just to wait for your sweet ass to give me a call. No rush and no worries. If it is meant to be, it'll figure itself out. I hope your day is going well. So she messages me back a few minutes later and said, I'm free tonight from 8 to 9 or Wednesday between 6 and 8. Boy, ma'am, limited time window. Wow. If those times don't work for you, feel free to suggest something that can work for you. Hey, Lewis, what's going on, bro? Too many flakes with women in online dating. Women are flaky whether it's online or not, bro. It has nothing to do with online. Women are just flaky, period, because they're trying to select the top guy out of the 100 guys they're talking with. So good day, ma'am. I hope your day is going well. You said you are free tomorrow, Wednesday, between 6 and 8 p.m. for a call. Are you free to start a call at 8 p.m. or is 8 p.m. a hard stop for you? Let me know and we'll figure out a time. I see in your profile that you love hiking as much as I do. I've hiked all over Northern California and love taking weekend getaway adventures to hike and explore different areas. This is what I enjoy doing with a special lady that may come into my life. Just wanted to give you a little bit of a better idea of who I am. I look forward to hearing back from you and going from there. She's like, hi, Eli. This was earlier today. So that message I sent that message yesterday at 12:42 p.m. 23 hours later at 12:11 p.m. she sends me a response. Hi, Eli, thanks for your response. Unfortunately, this is just too overwhelming for me. I've never had this hard of a time just to talk to someone on the phone. I just really don't think we'd be a good fit based on how we both operate. I wish you the best. Great. Oh, I almost said the name. Ma'am. She mentioned her name. Ma'am. You don't want to schedule anything. You're not showing me that you're willing to make any effort to put something in stone to have a phone call. You want me to drop everything at, your beck and call when you're free, right? I want to schedule something. If we can't schedule something over the next few days, let's schedule it for next week for all I care, right? If you're not willing to schedule anything with me, you're basically telling me that you're a very irresponsible person, you're a very selfish person, you're a very inconsiderate person, and I want nothing to do with that. And you're living the entitled mentality, which is the topic of this stream. Some women are tired of other women's entitlement and standing up for men. Wait till we get to the Reddit posting on this after the break, once I'm done with this. So guess what? I knew I was done with her, and I was like, okay, maybe she blocked me, maybe she didn't. Let me try to trigger her now and make content out of her. So listen to what I wrote to her. I wrote her a book. No worries, ma'am. I just wish some women that have a better option would be more honest with us guys up front and not string us along on backup status. But I get why you ladies aren't saying anything. Most guys know you ladies have lots of options nowadays, and if we're not your top choice at the moment, we're fillers on backup status, and you try to fit us in when you can. Your current main squeeze gets the most flexible schedule to communicate with you, and I get that. I just don't like being strung along in the meantime while you decide his fate. I'm actually quite simple to reach. I just never was your top choice, and you've been talking to someone you perceive more attraction and interest for. It is okay, and you don't even need to respond to this. Do you folks think she responded or not? Put a 1 in the chat if you think she responded. Put a 2 if you don't think she responded. I'm still going to finish reading what I wrote to her. There's more. I just wanted you to know I'm not like 97% of the other men you've encountered that are weak, immature, and insecure beta males that treat women like a celebrity and put them on a pedestal. It is unattractive for any man to suck up to a woman just to have a chance. Maybe that's the type of guy you are seeking and why we aren't a fit. Real masculine men like me intimidate you, and to be honest, women that are like you come off less feminine than what most decent guys like me are attracted to. Here's a tip for the future that you didn't ask for, but I'm feeling kind. Start acting more feminine, let your guard down, and talk with one guy at a time, not 5 at a time, and you won't get overwhelmed. Like you said, best of luck to you. Now I'm off to pick another one out of the 85 women I've connected with on this app in 1 week and see where that goes. Take care, right? This sounds like a married woman. She's not married. She's one of those entitled, single, never been married, and no kids type of woman. She's the kind of woman that wants to be in control. She wants to set the date. She wants to set the call. It has to be all on her terms. She's not being flexible. I need a woman to be flexible, as I will be flexible too. If a woman is not going to be flexible with my needs, there's no way in hell I'm going to be flexible with hers. I'm just not going to deal with her. So she got back to me. I was trying to trigger her because I just felt like making content out of her. So I did trigger her. Listen to this. She wrote WTF, and then she wrote me 3 paragraphs. And her spelling and grammar is horrible. That's not even the case at all. I literally told you I was free Monday at 8, and I wasn't, ma'am. And that was not good enough. And you kept saying you needed 24 hours notice. I just don't operate that way, ma'am. You don't operate that way, so you basically, do things at the last minute. Do you work a job, ma'am, that lets you come and go as you wish, or do you have a schedule, ma'am? I'm more of a fly by the seat, do something random on the spot. Ma'am, when it comes to dating, I'm looking for something genuine and real, and I'm looking for a woman that has her shit together, that is able to schedule things in and block off time for a man she's interested in. I want a woman to show me that you're willing to give up some time to get to know me because you want the same thing from me, right? If a woman's not willing to schedule like a call, like in the evening, couple hours before bed, or at least sometime in the evening, okay, then she's not into you. She's trying to control the situation. It's not going to work out. And you seem to be more deliberate in your plans and how you do things. I just don't operate that way. And I worry, based on what you previously wrote, that we would not be a good fit. Well, you're right, ma'am. We're not a good fit, ma'am, because you're all over the place. You don't schedule things. You're disorganized. She wrote, am I getting back to you? I think you meant to say, I am getting back to you. You did it backwards. I am getting back to you, or I don't know how she said it, had nothing to do with that. I had a dentist appointment. Oh, that's great, ma'am. And then I had plans with a friend, and it went really late, and I got home, and I literally went to sleep. Well, ma'am, If you want to get to know a guy, why don't you prioritize that one night over your friends? You chose to go with your friend instead of talk to a guy that you felt a high level of interest for, man. You just didn't feel a high level of interest, man. You're not taking this seriously. You're feeling entitled. You're feeling like a guy should just drop everything for you, and that's the type of guy you're going to go for, man. And no, I gave you a piece of my mind. This woman here is a radical feminist. I'm telling you that. She is. Also, I did not want to get to know you in a text. We could have emailed for that matter. Ma'am, now you're triggered. I successfully triggered you, man. See, ma'am, if I wasn't right about everything I called you out on, you wouldn't even take the time to write me a 3-long paragraph text response. The reason I thought you wanted to talk was to get to know someone, but your text became longer and longer. It was clear to me that we are just two very different people. Two, TOO instead of TWO, ma'am. Either you put the number 2. Sorry. Give me a second here. I think I got that wrong. Yeah, you meant to say we are two very different people, as in TWO or the number 2. She spelled it 2. Unless you meant we are too different. Like but that wouldn't make sense, man. Your grammar is atrocious. And I could not see how it would align. I apologize if you think for the past 3 days I was stringing you along, but that was not the intent, nor do I feel I wasted your time. You didn't waste my time, man, because I didn't allow you. I used you for content because you're ridiculous. I'm showing examples to men out here and to other women too, for the men to not invest any time in women like this, such as you, and to the women, if they want to get a good man, to not behave this way. That's all, man. You didn't waste my time, but your ridiculous behavior is the perfect example of what to teach people, what to teach men to avoid, and what to teach women to not do if they actually want to get a good man and keep him around. I was honest. I told you I had plans on Sunday. I was out with friends. Who cares, man? I don't care. All I care about is do you have time to schedule in a phone call with a 24-hour notice? Or if we can talk sometimes I can talk on the same day. I wasn't free. So we tried to schedule it the same day. It didn't work. At that point, I'm like, let's schedule a time later on in the week where we both know we're free. Let's lock in that time right now. So that way we're both definitely free and we're not going back and forth. I'm really offended that you actually are accusing me of all this. And she meant to say bullshit. She put B *****. She's using a voice to text program, which is canceling out the BS, right? The bullshit, right? But that speaks more about you than it does me. So like I said, I wish you the best, ma'am. You have an entitled attitude. And no wonder why you're another woman that's in her 40s, that's single, never been married, and has no kids. And wait till I get that Reddit posting after the first break. There is 3 ways to spell that. 2, 2, and 2. Queen. TWO is like the number 2. TOO is like too much, right? In the sentence, would you like to go somewhere? That's TO. That's the difference right there. I'm the grammar Nazi. So I wrote back to her one last time that I blocked her. I wrote, that's great. Please go find someone that likes to fly by the seat. Don't let me trigger you with more truth bombs. LOL. Truth bombs! That's a truth bomb, right? Don't let me trigger you with more truth bombs. LOL. Also, the more offended you get, the more you are proving me right. LOL. Just find someone else that is a better fit for you. I'm sure you've got tons of guys in the queue. Heck, I'm a guy and have 85 connections in a week. Take care. You are getting blocked now. Oh my God. I've been talking to this other woman. The woman I talked with last night, we have a second phone call tonight. That's why I need to end this show by about 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. I've got a couple phone calls scheduled for tonight. But the call went well last night. And I've been texting this woman throughout the day. And she texted me first, obviously. She's like, "Hey, Eli, I really enjoyed our conversation too. Around 6 p.m. works for me." She wanted to talk at 5, but, I couldn't make it till 6. I had work to do, right? Look at how easy she made it. "Hey, Eli, I really enjoyed our conversation too. Around 6 p.m. works for me. By the way, is Eli your nickname or your first name?" And yeah, you can call me by my nickname. I'm not going to mention it here. I wrote, Elias is my name, but I prefer Eli for short. Let's see if I survive round 2 with, and then I mentioned her name, LOL. I wrote, "You're too cute," and I mentioned her name again. "And you're going to get me in trouble. You know that, right?" So I'm doing a little flirting here, right? I'm trying to loosen her up a little bit. She wasn't stiff on the call last night, but, I'm trying to just, keep it going and just, be fun and playful and charming, right? She gets back to me, LOL, with 2 exclamation points and a smiley face. I wrote back, this was at 1:59 p.m. "Glad you're up for the challenge. You don't know this yet, but you've met your match. Ha ha ha, LOL." A little cocky, confident, right? LOL, I'll text you right around the 6 p.m. hour right before I call. Talk with you then and looking forward to it. She just got back to me at 4:32. She goes, "I hope so," with the blushy smiley emoji. "Looking forward to chatting with you more." Now, you tell me what the difference is between this woman here and the first 2 women I mentioned. This woman now has my attention. She has, I wouldn't say all my attention, but most of my attention, right? And if she continues being this way and this thing progresses, she'll get all my freaking attention and then some, right? You see the difference there? Anyway, all right, folks. It's time to step away for a quick break. And when I return, I'm going to get to a very interesting Reddit posting here that I'm going to continue going through the comments section until this show ends at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Pacific. This is from the subreddit Confessions, and this is what the question that was posed. It's a woman writing this. "I'm ashamed to call myself a feminist because all of these women that hate men have come out of the blue in large numbers all around the nation claiming to be feminists. They are not feminists. Feminists don't hate men. I hate associating myself with women that act like such victims." Ma'am, I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that. That's like the greatest thing I've ever heard any woman say. You're right, ma'am. They are not feminists. They are radical feminists. Because feminism is a great thing for women. Radical feminism is going above and beyond the initial, means of feminism and women being liberated. And these are women that are seeking special privileges, which is what I'm trying to say. And they have the entitled behavior, kind of like spoiled millennials, right? Spoiled entitled millennials. It's just the way things are nowadays. The millennials started this, and it's the women that are entitled are the 20s and the 30s. Some of them start off entitled as teenagers, but by the time they get to their 20s, throughout their 20s, they're going out there and they're hooking up with Alpha Chad and Tyrone, right? And they have this entitled, attitude, right? And then they shame men, and it's just insane. But we'll get to that after the break. It's going to be very, very interesting. So let me go ahead and cue up some royalty-free YouTube music here. Okay. Almost set. . All right, music is all queued up. I'm gonna step away for maybe like an 8, 9, or 10-minute break, something like that, and we'll get to that very interesting Reddit posting on the flip side. So stick around. We'll be right are just going to scratch it and get right back down to business. So scratch it. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on the Coach Eli Television Network, primarily broadcasting live on YouTube at youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. We're also simulcasting on D Live tonight, and unfortunately, because we had another glitch on Facebook, one little button wasn't carried over on a previous setting that should have carried over. We're not simulcasting on Facebook, so that's why it's important for you folks to subscribe to my YouTube channel, bang the bell, select all notifications so you won't miss a beat. That's where I primarily broadcast my content. You'll get a lot more content than just the live streams that I simulcast on YouTube and Facebook. I put some pre-recorded content out. I have a members-only content. If you want to become a channel member, I'm a monetized channel, so I have a channel memberships package and just a lot more. And there's more information in the description section of every one of my videos on YouTube than on Facebook. And on D Live, you really you don't have a description section. You just have a chat there, and you can't really even automate things. At least I haven't figured that part out yet. So anyway, and before we get right back to it, I just want to mention at the beginning of this segment here, folks, that in life, here is the key to success. One of the biggest keys to success is focusing your time on the right people, and don't waste your time on the wrong people regarding any aspects of your life, which is what I'm trying to say. When it comes to your dating life, when it comes to your friends, your family, or even on social media such as YouTube and YouTube live streams, if you have people that are just not the right fit, and they're a waste of your time and energy, don't let them suck that energy. Just remove them from your life. You can block people on YouTube and social media. You can block people on your phone, etc. Take advantage of that, and don't get wrapped up into trying to call these people out, just because you want to vet and stuff. Now, for me, like I did earlier in this show, I actually would have just blocked that woman immediately once I knew she wasn't the right fit. The reason why I kept communicating with her was intentionally because I wanted to show you folks how these women respond and how entitled they are. So that was purposefully done to create content. But if it wasn't for that, I would have eliminated this woman like almost right away, right? So don't feel the need to continuously go back and forth with people just to try to one-up them or to try to prove them wrong. It's not worth your time. It's a waste of energy. Focus your energy in a positive way on things that are going to move you forward. And once you're able to learn that, or if you need help learning that, I can help you. That's going to tremendously change your life. All right, tonight we're discussing some women are tired of other women's entitlement and standing up for men. One more time. Some women are tired of other women's entitlement and standing up for men. I have a hard stop in 34 minutes at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Pacific. So let's get to the browser source and get to this very interesting Reddit posting from the subreddit Confessions. And as you see on your screen there, this is the statement posed by a woman. I'm ashamed to call myself a feminist because all of these women that hate men have come out of the blue in large numbers all around the nation claiming to be feminists. They are not feminists. Feminists don't hate men. I hate associating myself with women that act like such victims. Oh, pity me, right? See, ma'am, these are the women that gave up their 20s trying to hook up with Alpha Chad and Alpha Tyrone, right? The guy that will never get into a relationship with them, but the buff guy that has the nice car, the nice house, and has a nice package and is satisfied these women sexually, but that's just about it, right? So what happens? These women go through their 20s and they're on the carousel. Let's just call it the carousel, all right? If I say the other word, I'll probably get demonetized, and I don't want that to happen. But you know what I'm talking about. It's called the C carousel. You can figure out what I mean by that, right? And they're having a good time, and they're feeling sexually liberated, and they're just enjoying life, and then they try to lock down Alpha Chad and Alpha Tyrone, and Alpha Chad and Alpha Tyrone not only don't want that, they're hooking up and banging 4 other women at the same time, right? So then these women feel like they're being victimized, right? Or they're victims, right? No, ladies, you put yourself in that position. I'm sure so many decent-looking, decent guys came along and could have given you what you wanted. You just chose to not be with them, right? Let's see what was stated in the chat there, or in the comments. From a deleted profile, extremism sucks and leaves no room for helpful conversations. Extremism in any way is something I don't put up with. That's why I don't deal with these women. They're being extreme. They're angry and bitter because they gave up their best years hooking up with Chad and Tyrone and, jumping on the carousel with different men that satisfied their needs sexually, but not mentally or emotionally. Now they're in their 30s and some in their 40s, and they're angry and bitter because guys don't want them, or they only want them for one thing, right? Just a random guy says, seriously though, where did they all come from? Call me a white knight all you want. Oh, dude, please. But I feel bad for the real feminists fighting for their rights, fighting for equality, fighting for whatever women still have to fight for, like sports, job payments. You mean payments? In the army, you call it. I don't know what payments means. Anyway, I'm not even going to look it up. Dude, you are a white knight. Women have equal rights. Women are more than able to do the same exact things that once only men could do. Women have the right to vote, the right to bear arms, equal pay for equal work. Women that complain that men are getting paid more than they are complaining for no reason. The reason why those men are getting paid more than those women is because the men are more qualified for the job. If the woman was qualified at the same level that the man is for the same job, she'd get paid the same as the man does. But no, because they're not qualified. When women are not as qualified or qualified for a job, they complain that we're not being treated equally. No, you have equal opportunities as a part of your equal rights, which is what I'm trying to say, ladies. But you don't get special privileges. These women want special privileges. That's what they want. And then these women that come further claiming to be feminists just tear apart every man that they see. They curse at every man they see. They shame every man they see. That is not feminism. God dang it. That's true. That's radical feminism. That's a woman that's angry and bitter because she hasn't accomplished what she feels she should have accomplished by now in life. And typically that's because, give me a second here. That's because they wasted their best years in their 20s hooking up with the Chads and Tyrones and try to convert them into the perfect husband. And they realized that it wasn't going to happen, right? And they're blaming men for that when it's their fault for doing that. And they passed up a ton of men, like I keep saying, that they could have had that life with. It's the entitled behavior. They want the top tier guys, right? They want the best looking guy that makes the most money, that has, 6 inches or greater below the belt, 6-pack abs, and is also going to marry them and spoil them and give them everything, right? They expect that, right? A good woman nowadays is not going to expect that, is going to appreciate that if that happens, but is not going to expect that. For me, when I'm with a woman, this is my thing. I even tell women this. I said, look, here's a secret. Here's a secret to get everything from me. If you want everything from me, don't ask me for anything. You'll get everything, right? That's the secret. If you just hang out with me and you're good to me, and you don't yell at me, and you don't argue me, and you're just a sweet lady, a great conversationalist, and you give me a little sex every now and then, that's it. You'll get the world from me. It's as simple as that. Like the famous saying goes, for guys, even good guys, 2 things make us happy. Keep our stomachs full and our balls empty. That's it. That's it. Hey, Critical Mass, how you doing, bro? Welcome to the show, man. Men are wrong too. Just look at our... Okay, I'm not going to read that. It's a derogatory subreddit. That's literally a sub for men enjoying to slap the hell out of women. Of course, it's justified when a woman slaps you. Yes, you get to slap her back. I don't believe in a man or a woman slapping each other at all. This is just stupid. This is just dumb. Okay? These are just emotionally unstable people. That's all it is. But you legit see guys in those comments all going, why does this turn me on so much? She damn deserves it. Some people have fetishes of where they slap each other. It turns them on. I'm not into that kind of stuff. To each its own. But this is just stupid. Look her now. Fragile woman that sleeps with a bunch of men. I'm not going to say that word and get demonetized. You even see guys beating the fuck out of girls for the girls merely pushing them slightly, and they'll be cheering it. These are men who genuinely just love beating women up. Well, those are unhealthy, unstable men. But it's funny, women give them the time of day and the attention. Why? They're probably the best lovers, and they're not acting weak and needy. They're acting like men. Now, to me, in all honesty, a man that beats up a woman is not a man. But these women are perceiving it as masculine because the other guys, the really overly nice guys, don't turn them on. These guys that beat them up or are kind of crazy, they're, it's the element of danger and mystery that these women love. It turns them on. And they waste their time with these guys too, like the Alpha Chads and the Alpha Tyrones. But those men also don't equal all the men on earth either. Whatever you see on the internet, if you see something that's probably highly toxic behavior, don't group the entire gender together as that one person. No, that's not what we're doing here, white knight dude. You are a white knight, bro. Okay? There are a lot of good women out there, but there are more women that are living the entitlement lifestyle right now because of modern day radical feminism, not actual feminism. Actual feminism was created for women to have equal rights and equal opportunities. Radical feminism goes a step beyond that, or 10 steps beyond that, where women are not happy with just having equal rights. They want to, they seek out and want and get special privileges that they feel entitled to. And it's not about that. Being equal is being equal. These women don't want to meet a man halfway or a man to meet her halfway. They want a man to bask in their glory, right? They want to be the man in the relationship, and they want the man to be the woman. And that just doesn't work. The sexual polarity is just not there. All the men on earth either. Sorry, yeah. But those men also don't equal all the men on earth either. Whatever you see on the internet, if you see something that's probably highly, I already read that. If you see a shitty human, that's a shitty human, nothing more, nothing less. You're right. If you see a shitty woman, sure, call her out, but don't group her with real feminists. I agree, dude. I agree. That's the right way to look at it. If you see a shitty man, sure, call him out, but don't group him with other men that don't actually hate women. That's my mindset. Well, that's a good way to look at it. You started off white knighting and you ended up strong, dude. So I'm going to give you a pass. Okay, the next comment. Agreed. This outrage culture is so divisive and energy sucking. It definitely does nothing to fix the actual problems. That's why when you're getting to know women nowadays, whether you use a dating app or meet them in person, okay, you have to sit down, have a conversation with them in person if you meet them in person, or by phone if you're meeting them on a dating app, and see how they feel. This woman asked me for a second phone call, right? And her doing that and giving me 2 phone calls in a row, back to back during prime time in the evening. She's settled in at home. She's not talking to anyone else. And even if she was, I wouldn't care because we haven't met yet and we're not together. But I honestly believe this woman is really interested in getting to know me. She's a 42-year-old woman. She's originally from, I believe, from India, but she's been here since a young girl, and she was raised right. And she's got a kid. and her kid is almost at a grown age, and she really wants to meet someone and only wants to focus on getting to know one person at a time. And that's the way it should be. And she doesn't have the entitled attitude or anything like that. Sure, she's a modern woman, and sure, when I talked with her last night, there were times where she came on a little strong, but what woman isn't like that for the most part? This woman is feminine and more submissive than masculine, or it wouldn't work out. And again, like I said, her giving me 2 nights in a row primetime, her focus is primarily on me, if not completely on me. All I have to do is not screw it up. That's it. And the other woman just texted me back, and we're going to talk tonight shortly after 8 o'clock. She's going to text me. Sounds good, Eli. Talk to you soon. This woman is 35 years old. Now, it would be nice to get with a 35-year-old because they're going to be more fertile than a 42-year-old. This other woman's 42 years old and doesn't want kids. And for me, having kids now is optional. But that doesn't mean I'm going to prioritize the 35-year-old over the 42-year-old. I'm going to see how it goes. I'm going to see how it goes. But you got to have options. When you have options, you can quickly eliminate these outrageous, crazy, energy-sucking women you guys are talking about and focus on the good ones. My mom always says, why are you so focused on other countries and not the Netherlands? It doesn't influence our country anyway. Well, maybe it doesn't, Mom. It does affect the internet a lot. I don't understand what that even meant there. That was like pointless to this conversation. Why do you folks comment things that have nothing to do with the topic here? Let me check out the chat here real quick. You will have to look far and wide to find one. A good woman is rare, says Critical Mass Blog. Yeah, you're right, bro. You're right. Okay, this comment is responding to part of the that other response. And then these women that come further claiming to be feminists just tear apart every man that they see. They curse at every man they see. They shame every man they see. That is not feminism. Damn it. He writes back, true. And the media likes to show those women. That's because it's drama. Drama gets ratings, and people, for some reason, some people love drama, and it's a highly profitable industry. I can't stand drama, but the media knows people will drop everything for drama. Even non-drama people sometimes will drop everything for drama. It's pretty pathetic. But the majority of women, even feminists, I know, agree with you and do not behave like you describe. Every woman is a product of feminism and is a feminist, period. The way I look at it is this: are you a feminist or are you a radical feminist or an extremist? Radical is extreme. So are you a feminist or a radical feminist? I don't deal with anything radical at all, especially feminists, especially radical women. It is easy to get sucked into believing you're in the minority if you are moderate, but really I think that's not quite true. It's just that the loudest voices are the ones that get heard, and heard, not the mean. They're in the majority. I don't know what you meant by that. F them. Love your life and don't get too smug and start believing you're the only rational feminist out there. Not saying you are, but I know people like this too. Extremists of every sort have always been here and will probably always be here. Well, there's an abundance of extremists when it comes to women in the modern world. And that's because now women are independent. They're working. They're making their own money. They're buying their own cars. They have their own homes, etc. Right? They don't need a man for survival. Right? Men know that as well. And so these women are not settling like they used to settle back in the days of traditionalism when they were dependent on a man for survival. Nowadays, women, like I keep saying, they waste their 20s hooking up with the Chads and the Tyrones and getting on the carousel and having fun, right? Because they're liberated, even sexually, right? And then they get into their 30s and they wonder why they have a hard time getting guys, or guys just use them for sex, it's because your sexual market value starts to go down in your 30s. You're most fertile when you're in your 20s, right? And as you get into your 30s, your fertility goes down a little bit. You're still pretty fertile between 30 and maybe 37, 38. Then you hit 39, 40, your fertility drops to 5%. And then by the time you're 45, it's like 1%, right? And if who wants to have kids, theoretically, with a 45-year-old woman? When your kid is 15, the woman's going to be 60. And if you're an older guy, you might be 70. These women don't take that into consideration nowadays, right? They don't, because when they're having fun, they love that thrill. They love the thrill of having fun. Then the fun ends into their 30s, because those alpha chads and Tyrones, they're now, even as they're aging, they're still getting the new set of 20-year-olds. Now the old 20-year-olds, the old women in their 20s, the former ones, they're in their 30s, they're still trying to get the Chads and Tyrones and trying to lock them down. And the Chad and Tyrones are going for the new batch of 20s women. And that's why these women are angry and bitter. They did this to themselves. They did this to themselves. They went to college, got a degree, they're career focused, and they're Alpha Chad and Alpha Tyrone focused. And all these good guys like me that came around during those years, they gave us lame excuses. They passed us up, right? Now they want us back, and now we're like, hey, it's too late. That's why you're seeing, I keep saying, you're seeing these women that are in their 40s, single, never been married, no kids. These are the women that are bitter. They're single, never married, and have no kids. And I'm a good guy that has lots of patience, but doesn't put up with BS. I have not been able to work out anything with any woman that's single, never been married, and has no kids in their 40s. Ever. That's because these women have been very closed off and picky, and they just had fun on the carousel for a while. I wish. The youth are crazy now. In high school, they're the only kind of feminist I meet. And since I'm a girl who goes against their views, I'm worse than any man they hate, so I just shut up about it. It's sad that you're a good woman and you're dealing with these just very angry and bitter type of women, even in high school, right? Entitled, angry, and bitter, right? You be you, and I guarantee you, if you continue being a good woman, you're going to get the good guys. And yet, so many times their arguments don't make sense, and it's just pure hatred. No, they hate themselves. You got to understand, any hatred projected stems deep within the hatred you have for yourself, or jealousy, right? Because you wish you could be as successful as someone else, right? That's called a projection. That's not fighting for equality. That's fighting for a role reversal. That's right. These women want to be men. Women that want to be men nowadays fly off my radar just like that. They want the power a lot of men held against women in the past. Well, here's the thing. It's not even about the men having power in the past. Men were the hunters. We brought home the bacon. Women were the nurturers. They were the caretakers. The men were the providers. It worked, right? It worked, right? We had gender roles, and we were biologically made for those gender roles. Now, because of women being liberated, which is fine, I'm totally cool with that, right? Because of women being liberated, that's gotten rid of gender roles. And now both men and women are doing, all roles together. Men are now doing roles of men and women are doing roles of men and women. And it's just kind of weird because this transition started happening about 55 years ago, and it started becoming more apparent the last 10 to 20 years, right? So we're in a transition period of getting used to this. That's what's happening right now. Most people don't understand what's happening. It could be said that it does affect your country. Maybe not now, but in the age of interwebs, I would argue that eventually it will affect every place in the world. It's already there, dude. Or it's a woman. Sorry, a woman wrote that. It's already there, girl. It's already there. All right, let me check the chat here real quick. All right, we're still good. I feel like people want to be right more than they want to enact change. They'd rather own. What's that? They'd rather own their talking points. I don't get what you're saying. These people can't write. And beliefs over the head, and then try and hear the perspective of someone they deem ignorant and wrong. Well, a lot of people just want to be right about everything, even if they're wrong. And that's not healthy. Healthy communication is just talking with someone. And if they're right, pay them a compliment. Tell them that they're right, even if it's a woman, even if it's a guy telling that to a woman. Okay? If they're wrong, tell them they're wrong. If you're wrong about something, admit you're wrong. It's all about how emotionally secure and stable you are within yourself and how secure overall you are. Are you an insecure person or are you secure? Do you love yourself or do you not? Okay? Do you care about what other people think about you, or does it not faze you? Does the only opinion of yourself that matters is your own? If you look at it from the standpoint of the only opinion of yourself that matters is your own, nothing's ever going to faze you. Then you're going to be able to have a great conversation. And it's not going to be about it's my way or the highway. It's going to be, hey, whatever makes sense, between the people that are talking. I had a feminist tell me that gay men are the worst kind of chauvinists because we think women are disgusting. Huh? No. Well, that's pretty sad. I don't know what to say about that. I mean, even in gay and lesbian relationships, they're no different than heterosexual relationships. So even in gay and lesbian relationships, you have one that has more masculine energy and the other has more feminine energy, right? And that's why I think, wherever you got that from, whoever said that was saying that. But I'm gonna let that one go because that's really not helping this topic here. I'm not gonna read that. Where are you guys finding these people? I've never met a single person like this. I think you need a different crowd. They're all over the place, dude. They're all over the place. Especially if you live in a big metropolitan area like I do, the San Francisco Bay Area. They're all over the place. And it does affect things. You just have to learn to weed them out and focus on good people. I think they come from the right. Come on. I'm a little slightly more on the left, but I don't think they come necessarily from the right. I don't think women that behave like a radical feminist are necessarily from the right or the left. That has nothing to do with your political party preference. Misinformation campaigns are way more common than you think, and they can be incredibly effective at swaying public opinion. Go online and act like a crazy, hateful, unlikable person and call yourself a feminist enough times, and eventually people will hesitate to identify as such. Yeah, it's a big, the word feminism, it has a huge stigma, a big stereotype. And it's not that big of a deal. All it means is women have equal rights and equal opportunities in the modern world, right? But see, a lot of people think that when a woman says I'm a feminist, it's a bad thing. Now, if I was a woman, here's the thing. If I was a woman, there's no need to come out and say, I'm a good woman, but I'm a feminist. We already know that. Like, if any woman feels the need to say I'm a feminist, and they're not just happy having equal rights, they're doing that because what they're trying to do is assert their power over a man they're dealing with or men in general to try to make themselves feel better, right? There's no need to assert feminism. You ladies are all part of it. You ladies all have equal rights. And hey, I think most guys respect that. The things we don't respect are the radical feminist things from the radical feminists. I feel like the media is responsible for deliberately putting a negative connotation on feminism to perpetuate oppression and make women's rights seem less appealing and something people do not want to be associated with. The media will do whatever it takes to make money, and that's drama. And let me tell you something. Feminism and women getting triggered over it, it creates the most drama and creates the most ratings and makes the most money. In essence, dude, that's what it's all about. It's about the media getting ratings and being able to sell more commercials and charging more for those commercials to the sponsors. It's pathetic. Yes, yes, yes. This is the most accurate reply. I've also never met a feminist like this. Oh, I have. Many of them. I'm in the feminist capital of the world, the San Francisco Bay Area. No disrespect. Well, the radical feminist capital, too. There are good women here, don't get me wrong, but a lot of them are pretty radical. This is the most accurate reply. I noticed a lot of the media around toxic feminists showed up around 2015, 2016. At the same time, Bannon and prominent right-wing talkers like Milo Yiannopoulos, Ben Shapiro, etc. started the outcry against it. Yeah, and then these people were getting silenced on social media. Because here's the thing. These guys that were running these shows they're being angry and bitter. They don't share information like I do. Like I'm a fair person. Like I don't hate women. And, quite frankly, I'm not even really mad at the radical feminists. I'm kind of like laughing at it more so because it's pathetic and it's ridiculous. And these women are just wasting their time, crying over spilled milk instead of just, cleaning up the spilled milk and moving on and making something out of themselves or just finding a good guy by just being more feminine and being, not being radical anymore. Just be a normal, healthy woman. I don't know why I get the sensation that it is all propaganda by the U.S. government. That's what a lot of people say. I don't think it is that. It's not that. It's women living in an entitled era. It's women that went to college, got a degree, and they were banging the Chad and Tyrones during their 20s, and they passed up a lot of good guys that they now in their 30s want but can't get anymore, or having a hard time getting it, or the guys they are getting are using these women for a hit it and quit it. I think the women are angry and bitter that maybe they were pushed more into getting a college degree and being focused and focusing on their careers than focusing on a family. I think, let me tell you this, nothing wrong with women getting a college degree and working. But to all these bitter women, I bet most of them have a degree, right? Right? I bet they do, right? But they're miserable in their personal life. And I bet you if you gave them an option to go back and do it all over again, if they had to choose between go to college and get a degree or find the man of their dreams and have a family, they would go the family route. But see, they don't realize that until they're in their 30s. And maybe you're right. Maybe the propaganda does have a little bit to do with it in that aspect there. That would make sense. All right, nothing happening on YouTube. We got to wrap this up. One more here. Extremism sucks and leaves no room for helpful conversations. This person responded to that statement that was mentioned earlier by another commenter. Nailed it. And that's all that needs to be said. And that's where I'm going to wrap it up. Right there. Extremism sucks and leaves no room for helpful conversations. This person responded, I think it's a woman. Nailed it, and that's all that needs to be said. All right, folks, I'm going to switch back over to full screen and wrap this up quickly. Who knows, maybe I'll come back for a late show. I'm not quite sure yet. I just wanted to get in a show here today with this topic quickly. I have a busy night. I'm going to be talking to a couple of decent-sounding ladies. And who knows, maybe one will end up being the one. That would be nice, so I can stop, putting in some energy into, seeking that person. It's a lot of work, so I can't wait for it to end, to be honest with you. So I may be back later tonight for a late night show, but if not, I'll see you folks tomorrow. With that being said, I want to thank everyone for being here. Critical Mass Blogs, Lewis Fuller, Quinn Helen Casey, and anyone else that was watching behind the scenes. Have yourselves a great night. I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.